before y'all see my review for the Odyssey, I first want to give a big thank you on my first ever 1,000 viewed video. My 4K unboxing for Avatar Fire and Ash. No, wait, yep, Avatar Fire and Ash hit 1,000 views. I want to thank every single one of y'all for making that possible. Like, when I started the channel, I didn't think that would ever happen, but it did. So, thank y'all for doing something I didn't think was possible. And without further ado, here's my thoughts on the Odyssey. What's going on, everybody? So, I just got back from seeing Christopher Nolan's new film, The Odyssey, and I have a lot to say about this movie. I generally have a lot to say about this movie. First of all, let me just go ahead and get the, I'm going to say this right here. I saw the movie just a few hours ago in IMAX. And let me tell you, this might have just been the greatest film I have ever seen in IMAX. This saying this movie was great is not enough. It's not enough. This is a true, in the words of Martin Scorsese, absolute cinema. It is so great. So, The Odyssey is this historical fantasy epic. Well, actually, no, not even historical, sorry. This fantasy epic. Based on Homer's ancient Greek poem Odyssey. And so it's set during the old ancient Greek times, where you have essentially this Spartan, or sorry, not Spartan, a Trojan, and then he is essentially like trying to get back essentially to where he was. And the cast for this is absolutely nuts. Matt Damon, Anne Hathaway, Tom Holland, Zendaya, Robert Pattinson. I mean, those are just the main five. But Elliot Page is in the movie. Who else? Mia Goth as well. It's like, Charlize Theron, John Berthel, and even Benny Safdie, and even freaking Travis Scott. Yeah. So, let's just start off with the positives here. I'm going to tell you this right here. I saw this movie in IMAX. Listen, this is not IMAX 7mm. Unfortunately, I want to see it so bad, but unfortunately, the closest near me is Nashville, and it's hours away. I'm sorry, but I was able to see it in IMAX. How it is presented in my theater was just absolutely insane. Like, it was actually full screen, which I was very happy for. Like, because this movie was a trip. This movie was not in a bad way, but like a trip, as in just like an experience that you're never gonna get again. This is like once in a generational type of film. This was so like, the acting in this movie was phenomenal. Matt Damon was really good in this movie. Like, I mean, everyone in this movie was fantastic. But if you ask me though, if you ask me one thing personally, Robert Pattinson, I absolutely hate his character, yet I generally believe he deserved an Oscar nomination for his performance, because he was just so good in this particular film. Now, because now for Christopher Nolan's I've been a big Christopher Nolan fan for probably since middle school, and like, there's a reason why he's my favorite director right now today. I mean, from this small movie, The Falling, to now this. Like, it's definitely crazy. I mean, it's just... Oppenheimer was such a perfect film. I didn't think he would be able to top it off, but he managed to do it with this movie. The Odyssey is Christopher Nolan's magnum opus in my book. Like, it is just... But I don't think it's perfect, unfortunately. And I'm going to get to my main two negatives. First, now, the movie is pretty long. It's 2 hours and 53 minutes. Almost 3 hours, okay? Almost 3 hours long is how this movie is. I mean, so realistically. Although I don't think there was a scene that needed to be cut, there was some scenes that if you take away a few minutes away from it, it probably wouldn't even make a big difference. And now this is probably the biggest negative I have with this entire movie here. There was scenes in this movie that it was so dark, not in the mood, but just so dark you couldn't see a damn thing. Like, it was just like, what is going on? Now, there was some scenes I get it needed to be dark, but there was others where it's just like, what is going on? Like, it makes no sense. But like, but other than those two, there's almost nothing negative I could say. Like, the score was absolutely fantastic. The production design was absolutely out of this world. This is, reminder, this movie is rated R and it has a budget of $250 million. And they absolutely showed that they put that money in good work. This movie looks like it should have cost $300 million in my opinion. It's just that it looks that good. I mean, they did a good job just recreating. I've never read the Odyssey poem, but it's like you had to imagine though that a lot of it back then is how it looked. I mean, and for Christopher Nolan's sake, this is probably, now I need to really think, but this is probably, and now I'm gonna say this now, there's a difference between best and favorite. I believe this is probably a top 5 Nolan film maybe ever. I think this movie, Odyssey, Oppenheimer, Inception, The Dark Knight, and Interstellar. Yep. I think those 5 are just his cinematic masterpieces right there. I mean, it's just, he managed to out-top himself with this movie after Oppenheimer. I mean, is this movie gonna win Best Picture? I have no clue. But don't be surprised if this movie leads the entire Oscar nominations with the most. I will not be surprised. I mean, so it's like, but before I actually do continue though, I mean, because yeah, when it comes to actually this particular movie though too as well, it's like, and again, I'm not gonna spoil too much of it. Well, I probably may a little bit because the movie's now out. But like, I will say, I truly think of all Christopher Nolan films, there was the Cyclops. You have to remember, Christopher Nolan does not use CGI. So when they had to create the Cyclops during one particular scene, that scene was Nolan at horror. And then, like, this movie is not even just like a fantasy epic. There was scenes of horror. There was scenes of psychological drama. There was scenes of war, action, drama. It's like, this movie is not just another epic. This movie refuses to be just one genre. I mean, that's probably the best praise I can give to Christopher Nolan. It's like, when it comes to this movie, I mean, it's like, I mean, Oppenheimer was like a historical drama biopic and an epic. I mean, with this movie, all I can just say is just it's his fantasy epic, but I'm not gonna say that it's an action movie or it's a historical. No. It's just a fantasy epic because it's so much. It's so much. I mean, like, there was so much in this movie that's just so crazy that Nolan actually managed to pull off. This is one of the most anticipated movies of my entire life. And I can happily confirm this movie did not disappoint me at all. No, sir. I am very happy to report that, now I'm gonna say this right here. I still personally like Obsession more than this movie, which I'm sad to say. But I can definitely see this movie possibly being the best film of the year. But when it comes to Christopher Nolan as a filmmaker, this movie pretty much shows exactly why he's my favorite director, quite literally just right now. And I'm happy to report that this is my pick for the best film of the year, but I still think The Empire is my favorite of the year. But overall, I will give The Odyssey a 9.5 out of 10. I give it an A and a 5 out of 5. This movie is so awesome. Please go see this.